weird.
Sports! Go sports!
Play ball!
Slam ball is a full contact sport.
Throwing pumpkins.
Playing it back in two, or we go in a rotationary triple. We can tweak.
And Sam, that's why I say, never tip your butler. Hey, folks, my name is Reed.
I need a martini glass.
Well, your shirt has a tiki glass on it.
Wait. I can make a gin and tonic right here.
And that's why I said, never tip your butler.
That did not mix well.
Was that a nice mouthful of gin?
That was Bombay Sapphire.
We drink with the common people.
Yes, we do. Welcome to Tertiary Sports, sports fans. Sports. I'm Sam Sports Workman, and that
is Reed. And we are your on-the-ground reporters for the disaster that is Tertiary Sports.
The disaster?
Like a natural disaster.
Yeah, no, I got that, but it just sounds like you're really down on your show.
No, this show slaps shit.
Welcome back. I'm Sam Sports Workman. That's Reed Sports Workman.
That's right. We got married. It's been a long 2 weeks. And we are your Outsider Sports podcast.
For Sports Outsiders. ESPN, show, please. And thank you.
We would slap shit. Let us do Wipeout.
Honestly, I would do the shit out of Wipeout.
Like be on Wipeout or host Wipeout?
Honestly, kind of. You know what'd be really funny? We host our own Wipeout as contestants, still doing this show while they do their show.
So we do the follow-up show as well as the normal show. Can we also be the last challenge, like in Takeshi's challenge?
No, we record it like we did wife carrying.
Oh!
Yeah,
I know.
Well, one of us is in it, like the pumpkin regatta.
Yeah.
And then, we obviously have our own commentary and stuff like that.
I heard you had a sport for me.
Let's talk about Russia.
Okay. One of my favorite, I'm not on TikTok anymore, but one of my favorite TikTok accounts I used to follow was just this, I don't know if he was Russian, but it was Eastern European, certainly, because he was just this kind of big old dude, and he would just, like, get some kind of pickle, and then, like, normally some cheese or some cured meat. He would then pour himself a shot of vodka, take the shot of vodka, and then eat the pickle and some cured meat and go like, yeah. And that's all it was. And he was just in different locations doing this, but not crazy locations. It was always inside of like a house.
A house. Good old house. I feel like you should do that in more exotic locations if you're going to do it. Also, aren't you supposed to sniff an onion after vodka? This is Russia adjacent.
I've never heard of that. You're just...
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. A Russian article on this sport. Sorry. It's time to play. What's that sport?
Stormy's in the studio with us today.
A Russian article on this sport mentions a similar device having been debuted in 1973.
A device?
Device. In the early 1980s, the Dangerous Sports Club constructed some...
Shit, dude. That's such a better fucking title for our podcast.
Dangerous Sports Club?
Fuck!
Hey, we're in season 2. I think it's a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dangerous Sports Club constructed a similar device, reportedly 23 meters or 75 feet across, with a gimbal arrangement supporting 2 deck chairs inside. It was eventually,
oh my God, Sam,
destroyed for scrap.
What? Okay. I think I might know what this is, and I wish I had also brought this today because any excuse to do this one.
Continue. We can. We'd have to go to not Nevada. Anyway.
Continue the story.
These devices have been depicted in mass media since 1990, when a show called Gladiators had an event called Atlas Spheres. which were giant steel roll cages with mesh. Yeah.
And they, first off, I know, and I'll probably bring this up again in the episode. I know I'd get hurt doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I would break something. However,
Worth it?
there's not an amount of money I'm unwilling to pay to, if this is what I'm think it is, do this sport.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In 1994, 3 investors created the firm
Ball boys.
titled Zorb Limited
Yeah.
in New Zealand to create suitable devices
Yep.
for humans to commercialize this sport.
Yeah.
Their business model was to develop the activity via a franchise system.
I thought it was going to be like, their idea was they looked at hamsters and they were like, damn, that looks just
Well, they don't know
super
what this
fun.
device is yet. I assume you have a guess.
I have a shot.
You have a shot? Well, let me finish this last little bit of the history first. Zorbing entered the concise Oxford English Dictionary in 2001, where it is defined as a sport in which a participant is secured inside an inner capsule in a large... You want to take the rest?
Hamster ball.
Transparent ball,
Yeah, it was close.
which is then rolled along the ground or down hills. Welcome, friends, lovers, enemies, dogs, and definitely hamsters, to the sport of zorbing.
Zorbing. Sam.
Me, also known as
Workman.
also known as globe riding, sphering, or orbing.
Globe riding is cool. Sphering, it sounds more sexual.
Sounds like pondering your orb.
And then what was the last one? Orbing?
Orbing. Sounds even
Same.
more like pondering your orb.
Yeah, same deal. We actually have talked about this sport before.
Have we?
In passing. There was it was an introduction to a podcast we were doing called The Clambake Incident, where you brought up Florida Man bits.
Ah, yes. Oh, the dude who tried to make it to Bermuda?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we absolutely did.
So that we yeah. It all comes back around. We love continuity here. Continuity is very important. We want a streamlined, believable experience.
We would never ever mess up your immersion.
We would never break continuity.
Zorbing is the recreation or sport, recreation
Recreation.
or sport of rolling downhill inside.
Zorb made the world in 6 days. Fashioned it over his own image. That's why it's a ball.
It's just the villain from Buzz Lightyear.
Is that why you asked me?
Yeah.
Sam asked me 2 questions earlier when he was working on scripts, one of which was, what was a good football pun? Neither of which of us came up with one. And the other one, what I did know for some reason, was who is the villain from not Toy Story, but
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear's in-canon Toy Story world that is a TV show inside the movie, which was Zorb.
It's getting meta over here.
Yeah, it's so... the question was so many inches deep.
Maybe this episode will be called Not Your Disney Ranger.
Ooh. Heavily licensed commercial entity.
Yeah. Yeah, so inside you roll down a hill in an orb made of transparent plastic. Zorbing is generally performed on a gentle slope, but can also be done on a level surface, permitting the rider more control. In the absence of hills, some operators have constructed inflatable wooden or metal ramps. Due to the buoyant nature of the orbs, the zorbing can also be carried out
On the way to
water.
Bermuda.
On the way to Bermuda.
Okay, so quick question here, Ian.
Mhm.
Zorbing started as part of the Dangerous Sports Club, where it was
No,
metal.
the Dangerous Sports Club in the early 1980s. So it was first invented. A Russian article on Zorbing
Gotcha.
mentions a similar device. So the first known one is like 1973.
Okay, so we've come a long way, safety-wise. Maybe a step back from the gimbal,
Yeah.
because that one just sounds rad.
That was sort of just one giant wheel.
I would pay a lot of money to ride in the big wheel, please.
You know what it was? It was the fucking wheel from the new Jurassic Park that the kids were in.
It was the wheel from the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And then they had the mesh cages from American Gladiator.
Oh, yeah. That was just, they had basically 360 roll cages and were in like lacrosse gear inside. And it was like bumper cars.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, it sounds so fucking rad. But like the spaces in between the roll cages were like mesh. So it was like a ball.
Okay. Because it just sounds incredibly dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about orbing being in an inflatable see-through one, and there's no way, like, best
Do you
case
wanna-
scenario, I break my wrist.
Do you want to talk about injuries and deaths now or
No,
later?
Later.
Later? Okay.
And deaths.
We'll talk about it later. Reed.
I guess my spine is just as fragile in there as it is anywhere else.
Like in a chair.
Is that a threat?
No, that was an homage to me throwing up my back from sitting. Because I am a fully functional human being. So yeah, dude running to Bermuda is possible in this thing.
Well,
Yeah.
physically, you float.
Yeah.
Possible to run to Bermuda?
Yeah.
You got arrested, I think.
Honestly, I feel like you should do it like the fucking snowmobile. There we go. With the flaps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd get purchase on the water.
The flaps. You'd
Well,
have
no,
to,
without
you'd
the-
have to
without
put
the
fins.
flaps.
You'd have to put fins out so it stayed relatively upright.
We're re-engineering a boat here pretty quickly.
Yeah. Hey, but guess what? A dude tried to run to Bermuda, so anyway, you got to make sure it's obviously inflated, properly sealed. Water walking using such orbs has become popular in theme parks across the UK.
It does sound fun.
It sounds fucking
really
incredible.
Yeah.
So you can do this. The only place in America you can do this is like Pigeon Valley,
Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge. There
Tennessee.
we go. Tennessee. Okay, so you did know.
I mean, no, sorry. Okay, first off, very far from Nevada. Second, little feature
It's
here.
sort of southwest, and that's kind of what I consider Nevada. Just
Well,
everything southwest of
Tennessee
Maine.
is directly south of Maine. It's at the end of the Blue Ridge Parkway. It is, and the only reason I went to Pigeon Forge, and I don't know if this is true, if that's true where it is, but Pigeon Forge is, and I say this with a lot of love, maybe the single stupidest place I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's like every roadside attraction got
Okay.
swept away in a tornado and
Okay.
landed in one town. It has no right to exist or do as well as it does.
That's hilarious. We should go.
Well, hey, Sam, we were supposed to when we drove across the country together the first time, but then the COVID pandemic happened. But it is
The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic.
But Pigeon Forge, if something dumb and not dumb, wild and touristy exists, it's a good chance it's at Pigeon Forge or the other one, which is next to it. It's another weird town.
So there, what they do, well, kind of everywhere that you can do Zorbing now, the way that it works is you're in a smaller thing with a huge cushion of, plastic and air. And then they fill the smaller one with like 15 gallons of water. So you're sloshing. It's essentially one continuous water slide.
Okay. That seems like I'd be waterboarding myself pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just throw some spices in there and
So-
you'd be soup.
There could be some boy soup. So the inside, I'm just trying to picture this, and like the inside membrane clearly doesn't move. But you say that they go down hills.
What do you mean the inside membrane doesn't move?
So there's like the outer shell, and then the inner shell of this egg where the boy goes.
Yeah?
Where there's, I guess, 15 gallons of water, which seems like a lot.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So there's no gimbal. So when the ball rotates, the inner ball also rotates at the same.
Yeah.
A little bit less because it's smaller and internal. But so if you are going down a hill, you have two options. You run perfectly.
Which
In time with the ball.
Pigeon Forge has a challenge. Take a guess how many people have succeeded. I'll
Zero.
give you a hint. 10,000 people have tried last year.
I think 10 have succeeded.
Final guess?
No, 0 is my final guess.
20 people.
20 people out of 10,000. It seems hard.
Yeah, dude, they ran down a downhill course in a ball in a smaller ball with water, so it's slippery in there.
Well, so like the thing they're in, Sam, is you're at the top. I've just put you in the boy ball. We've loaded you in with 10, 15 gallons of soup.
Yeah? Dude,
And let's just
the way to die.
the way
Just-
to, well, the thing is, that is exactly what would happen because if
Just
you
stick me in that with that beautiful, tasty brown water.
if you beef it, which we would
Oh yeah.
at the top of that hill, you're going to eat. You're going to eat shit until the ball decides you're done rolling, and so you're just gonna inside of a ball. You're gonna pinball like front and down and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you're just it's continually falling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. Yeah, that sounds fun.
So the concept is like most people sit down and kind of treat it as one continuous water slide. So if you sit down, it kind of tries to like pull you up as it's rolling, but your weight is enough to keep you down with the reduction of friction with the water.
You see, that sounds fun and mildly safe. I wouldn't want to sit though. I would want to like.
Oh yeah, dude, you would die.
It would go front of neck, back of neck, front of neck, back of neck, front of neck, back of neck for like, I guess, a quarter mile.
Fuck. Yeah. I don't know if you'd do well inside one of these.
I want to put me in the ball.
put me in, coach.
I want to do this. I remember when these first came out. Because I got a toy catalog in like, it must have been 2006 or something around those like at that point. And there was nothing I would not have done to get put inside of the inflatable ball.
Oh yeah, dude, they look so much fun. They look so much fun.
As a child, I would have put a knife in a man's chest for like 10 minutes inside one of those balls. And I haven't thought about that craving, my dark hunger
For the ball.
time.
Dude, we could Tennessee's.
How much is one of these balls?
Oh,
I'm gonna make a GoFundMe, and it's put Reed inside the boy ball.
make Reed soup.
I'll sell it. You can have some.
Ugh.
Please don't eat it.
So there are two types of orbs: harnessed and non-harnessed.
I don't want the harnessed one.
Yeah, nobody does. But the fun part about non-harnessed orbs is that they can have up to 3 riders.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't do it with one loose object.
Reed, you and I can get in the boy soup together.
How much is a Zorb?
I don't know. I'm not looking it up right now.
Pass me my phone.
I can toss you. I can't. All right, fine. I'll look it up.
Sorry, I can riff. Hold on.
Yeah,
Sam,
you do the heavy lifting here for a few minutes.
3 people inside of an enclosure. I wouldn't do it with a coffee mug, because at a certain point, that's gonna, unless it sticks with centrifugal force, sticks to the wall. If that starts bouncing, that's gonna pick up enough force to like cave in my skull. Add in 190 pounds of dude in there with me, It is literally going to end my life.
So you can get like fakey Zorbs.
Doesn't need to be name brand.
It's not even a Zorb. Like your legs and head stick out. It's basically like body bouncing balls.
Okay. I don't want that.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm looking.
I need to be in the boy ball.
You can get a hamster wheel inflatable.
I think I might have had one of those. I think that's like maybe what I got instead because it was like a 10th of the price.
Tracks. I'll keep looking. Keep going.
It would hurt. I want this so bad. This is the first sport.
Here it is. $1,475.
That's it?
For a shitty Amazon one.
Let me see it.
So, Reed, let me know if you guys want to come to the funeral. We can definitely host another Tertiary Sports episode. We'll also be doing tryouts at his funeral. And the future sound for Tertiary Sports will just be the recorded sound of Reed's neck breaking. Because obviously we got to keep him as part of the show. I think he may actually be trying to buy it on my card right now.
No, it won't let me, obviously.
But he is very excited. So yeah, you too could own one of these Zorb balls for roughly $1,500. And honestly, you could do that.
It's only $120 for a year.
For a year?
If you for 12
for like
months.
a month? Oh, okay. Did you just do that math, or did you just try to sign up for? Did you just try to sign up for financing?
They wouldn't approve the credit card.
Yeah. So you can get one of these little babies. This one that we're looking at is roughly 8 feet tall, 8.2 feet tall. The hole is 2.1 feet, and the internal space is 4.9 feet in diameter. And Reed is having a goddamn existential crisis.
Well, but so the inside's pretty small though.
Fix your mic. Yeah, no, it's like I don't think it's meant for adults.
Well, that's stupid, Sam. I guess we'll go to Pigeon Forge and see if I like it.
Yeah, before you spend your $1,500. Honestly, it might cost us $1,500 to get there.
Sam.
Yeah.
Invest my $1,500.
Do you want to ask them if they have any used ones there?
No, I was saying I'm not spending $1,500.
Oh,
I'm
so
investing in that.
them. Anyway, so now that we've unlocked Reed's dark hunger,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go to Tennessee. We'll have to find a sport to cover in Tennessee.
Besides zorbing?
That's a pretty good one, but we'll have to do two to cover the cost of going.
That's fair. I mean, if only some large sports network would give us our show back.
With maybe an acronym?
NSPE, National Sports People Entertainment
Association.
Association.
Yeah, we would. Maybe give us our show, and we could cover this for you.
Imagine on filming on set. That's the bit a couple episodes ago was Reed is going to write his writer. My new writer is just says Zorb on it. And it's just like, imagine, between takes, Reed is just like fucking slapboxing inside of his Zorb, rolling around the elaborate pinball thing he's built himself.
It's a like leaf maze, hedge maze. There we go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So you can get the harness one for two people, or be in one of those in 4.9 feet of diameter.
Yeah. We take up about 3.9 feet of diameter.
Yeah, you can have three people in there.
Okay, so how much do you need to get paid to get inside a Zorb with
Honestly,
me,
okay.
you,
Okay.
and Steve?
Buscemi?
Yeah. Is he dead? No, he's alive.
I think he's alive. Or did you mean Luther?
No, I meant Steve Buscemi.
Okay. You wouldn't have to pay me a ton because that would be fucking hilarious. Isn't he the one that voiced the meerkat from, or was that Gilbert Gottfried?
It was Gilbert Gottfried.
Also,
he was not Timon.
Wasn't he?
No.
We'll look up our casting later.
But it's not Gilbert Gottfried or Steve Buscemi.
Have you ever, it's total sidetrack, bear with me. Give us our show.
Maybe this is why.
Maybe this is why. Have you seen that bit that College Humor did about Gilbert Gottfried reads
Yes, so 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
He stroked the inner wall of my vagina.
My clitoris. People eating a salad.
Holy fuck, this is hot.
On a park, or like at the gym, just like, wow. And it's like he was so into it, so he like took his glasses off, like crying a little bit as he's reading this. God, it's such a good bit.
Anyway,
okay.
I would get into a ball with either Gilbert Gottfried or Steve Buscemi.
What about our friend Luther?
I would do that. I do not think we would fit. That would be like that would be like me trying to fit in that pumpkin.
It'd be a tight, packed little boy ball. Wouldn't be room for soup.
Yeah, I don't think they put the 15 gallons in, put the cork in. Maybe I'll just drown. Just immediately.
Do you want to text our friends? Do you want to get in the soup? Do you want to get in the soup ball with the boys?
Hey Luther, you want to get in the soup ball? Just a bevy with the boys. You gotta drink it to survive. That's why.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, so three people in the non-harnessed in the literal free ball, and then two in the harnesses.
The harness one makes me sound like you would get violently ill.
I think that's the gimbal one. I think they like have a gimbal, and it's like you kind of stay.
They have a gimbal in the plastic one?
I think they have probably. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure. They have like a more elaborate one where it's like 2 seats with harnesses.
I would ride the fuck out of that one too. If it was a fixed seat that you got strapped into and just rolled down a hill, I'd probably throw up and then have it get splashed in my face every rotation.
Over and over again.
Yeah. As would you, as the guy next to me.
Well, actually, it'd hit the back of your head.
Yeah, if you roll this way, but then, no, it's a ball.
That's true. Awful. Truly awful. Anyway.
We're going to get 3 people in the boy ball.
Oh, no, sorry. The orb is double section. This is just the construction. We kind of already talked about it. Double walled, 1 ball inside, 1 ball out with an air layer. Oh, but the water walking ball is something separate with a thin walled ball. Just a single wall.
Okay. Which also makes sense.
Yeah.
Because,
you could do water with either one, but having more space if you're just walking on the water makes more sense.
Yeah.
This acts as a shock absorber for the rider. Orbs are lightweight. Fix your mic. While others leave the rider free to walk the orb around or be tossed about freely by the rolling motion. Typical orb is about 3 meters, 10 feet in diameter, with an inner orb size of 2 meters, 6 foot 7 inches.
Okay, so we do need to get a big one.
Yeah, we could fit 3. We could fit fucking AT&T Luther me you into the big ones here. But that's not the one that's on.
No, I don't know if the 2 of us would fit inside the 4-foot one.
So yeah, the inside of this one is 6 foot 7 inches.
That's amazing.
Leaving a 50 to 60 centimeter air cushion around the riders. The plastic is approximately 8 mils thick, and I don't think we need to cover anything else.
No, I got bored when you said 8 mils.
Facilities? There we go.
Definitely not faculties.
The faculty. It's just
the teachers.
the
Zorb teachers.
The Zorb teachers.
Professor of Zorbology.
Hill rolling and globe riding are generic names for this activity, which is practiced in the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Sweden, Estonia, Canada, Czech Republic, Poland, the Slovak Republic, Switzerland, Japan, Kochi in India, Phuket in Thailand, and Slovenia. In the United States, there are facilities in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, Amesbury, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
And Round Top Mountain Resort Also in Massachusetts, question mark? Lewisburg and Pennsylvania. It's way close. We have to go.
Put me in the boy hole. Put me in the boy ball. Yes, yeah.
All right. Do you want to talk about injuries and death?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do,
Or
brother.
do you want to talk about records first?
I think records.
Okay.
And then injuries and death, which I am sure there are records of.
Yeah. The Guinness Book of World Records recognizes 5 sphering records.
I'm sorry. It's a sport.
Professional. The longest distance traveled in a single roll is held by Steve Camp of South Africa,
Okay.
who traveled 1,870 feet or 570 meters.
Oh, my. So, like, a fifth of a mile or half a kilometer.
How many feet is in a mile? It's
5,000.
like 5,862. The fastest sphering ride is held by New Zealand's Keith Culver.
You want to guess how fast it was? It's going to be ridiculous. 65 miles an hour. Because that would push all the organs out of your body.
Just
15 miles an hour.
somewhere between the two.
35 miles an hour.
Very close. 52 kilometers per hour, 32 miles per hour. Which is still
That's
super
so
fast. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That has to be strapped in, right?
I don't think so. I think that's free balling. The longest time spent sphering is 3 hours, 49 minutes, and 6 seconds. The record is held by Rebecca Mazonson, specifically with the Z, who also once held the fastest sphering ride.
Okay, so does that just mean longest time spent in a sphere?
I think it's, I'd have to look up the specifications, but I think it's more like the longest time that you were in the ball and like were continuously
Okay, because we
going.
could shatter the big ball record. Like, you just put the ball in the studio.
We do episodes in the
Sam, I could probably be in that ball, if not entertained, but satisfied for like 7 hours.
Well, hey man, maybe that's our publicity stunt for Tertiary Sports.
Get Reed out of the ball.
Get Reed out of the ball. How long can Reed stay in the ball?
Probably a while. Or until my air runs out. I
That's-
didn't really think about that
There
part.
is a quirk. Maybe we can give you an oxygen tank.
Just give me like 3 different tanks. One has oxygen, 2 have oxygen, 1 has helium.
Actually, oh man, I read somewhere that someone did run out of oxygen at some
We'll
point.
get to it in the deaths part.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
Sure.
Probably. The fastest, 100 meters, 330 feet, in a sphering, sphering, is 23.21 seconds, held
That's
by
quick.
James Dugan of Dunmanway, County Cork, Ireland, who broke the record during the Sam Maguire Harvest Festival on September 8th, 2019.
I kind of love all of that.
Yeah.
So he won it. Okay. He won it at the Harvest Festival
Yeah.
right before the pandemic started.
Got in right under the line. He knew.
He
as
was like-
soon as it started, he was like,
I'm Sam Maguire. Or no, that's the festival.
No, his name is Dugan.
even
James
better.
Dugan.
No, oh, you have to win this year's bowl competition, or something bad's going to happen.
I like the implication that he knew. He was like, he had an in with the China with China's whole like conspiracy theory.
Or he could just sense something was off.
Yeah. He knew.
The vibes here are
The
atrocious.
vibes atrocious.
Wretched
This
vibe.
ball immaculate. All right, Reed, are you ready? Injuries and death.
Can I have one last thing?
Yeah.
The pandemic could have been solved if
In 2
everyone had
weeks.
a ball.
That's true. Nobody's sharing air if they're fucking plugged.
Imagine the anti-science, like right-wing side of things. It was just like, do I have to be in a ball? Am I not an American? I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to ball up.
Dude, that would
I'm
have been
ballless.
that would have been fucking rad. It's just like everyone who was like pro like anti-masker didn't get in a ball, but all the other people did.
And so everyone's like rolling around having a good time, and they're like, look at those communists.
That would be fucking gold, man.
We need Zorbs.
We need Zorbs. Zorbs solve world health.
Hey,
That's-
if you want a sponsor that's gonna use your product and understand your people,
like
you're-
every day.
you're looking at it. I will no longer commute to work in a car, and I drive far.
I'll be down for an episode today. 3 days later, he shows up.
Completely out of oxygen, dehydrated. I have not slept.
I couldn't pop the orb. I just dealt with the oxygen I had. I couldn't pop it. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I just love this beautiful ball too much.
I want-
Anyway, Sam, deaths. Let's make light of these. Let's go.
Okay. I am going to... These are tragic. We realize these are tragic.
Yes.
They're also pretty funny.
They did die in a human-sized hamster ball,
Yeah. So...
which is unfortunate. But it's also unfortunately real funny.
Yeah, just bear with us. If you don't like this kind of dark humor, don't watch this segment. I love you so much. Okay, injuries and death.
Yeah.
Although the cushioning design of the orbs prevent many serious injuries such as bruising and grazing can often be sustained by colliding with objects or tripping whilst the orb is rolling down an incline.
And 2 other dudes in there with you.
2 other dudes. It would be really funny trying to film like a morning show in the harnessed one, like just a cup of coffee.
Splash, 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 splash.
Even though severe injury is rare, there have been cases of children passing out due to lack of air and even some deaths.
Which is exactly what would have happened if my parents
And let you.
had not even let me. Like, they were like, obviously you can't have that. It's like $400. If they did, I would have absolutely stayed in there till I passed out or died.
Oh, 100%. You would have, yeah.
And then I would have kept doing that.
In 2009, a teacher died, and a pupil was severely injured in the Czech Republic while zorbing. Not so funny.
I have no jokes.
Yeah. In 2013, at a ski resort in Dombay, Russia, a man died from a broken neck, and another was badly injured when the zorb he was in rolled out of control down a mountain, hitting rocks, and eventually coming to a stop a kilometer away on a frozen lake.
So does he not have
The
the longest
incident-
Zorb record?
Right? Like, he died for our sins. He should fucking have the record.
Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine
You're in
being
heaven.
the EMT?
You're in heaven,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I didn't get bullshit.
Yeah, or yeah, you're in heaven, and God is just like, it's like a slow clap, but like it does, everyone joins in,
A
and
chorus
it builds up.
of angels clapping. Yeah, no. So the incident was caught on camera and uploaded to the internet. After the incident made international headlines, Russian authorities called for tougher safety laws.
Fair, I guess when I'm zorbing, I don't want to go off a cliff. Like, that's also what I assume zorbing was just going down a mountain.
Mm-hmm. We're going to cover the last one, and then we're going to go back, because I didn't read this one before. I missed it somehow. It is... We'll come back to it.
Okay.
In May 2023, a 9-year-old child was injured when a zorb was lifted into the air at Southport Food and Drink Festival in the UK. Police were investigating footage of a dust devil filmed in the area the same day as the accident. The motherfucker was in a human-sized hamster ball and got fucking tornadoed up into the air. A child.
That's all I want to have happen to me. Is this peak? Is this the last thing that was supposed to get invented? Has it all been downhill since then?
I wonder if they were invented in 2012. It was the end of the world.
I think the dude died in 2009, so I don't know about that. But
Well, actually, we got one in 1973 or something. So the last thing for Zorbing I want to cover under tragedies and death. I have not read this one yet. There is a hyperlink. I will click on it. We'll find out what happened. Maybe there's a hyperlink. Hold on. I'll Google it.
put me in the ball. I want to get shoved down a hill. Yeah. I also do want to get put in one of the big metal ones. I want to go down a ski slope in one, or a bobsled course, maybe a water slide. I think I would have fun genuinely for it's either 7 consecutive hours until I fully my body runs out of oxygen, or the first 30 seconds I then break my wrist and am trapped in a hamster ball. And I think those are the only two outcomes. Okay, Sam? Ready to make light of someone's tragedy?
This is the funniest fucking tragedy.
Sam, you said the same thing about Macbeth, though.
The dude went crazy. What can I say? All right.
Sorry, one last thing.
Yep.
Imagine being the EMT.
Who had to respond to this? Just a bunch of child bodies in hamster balls?
That, or like I was talking about the one in like Russia where he like fucking catapulted down a mountain over rocks and then eventually out into a frozen lake, and it's just like you get there and it's just like a fucking a beach ball filled with salsa.
What's his first line if he is awake and alive when the EMT opens the ball?
Put me back in.
I think he just opens the ball and he's like, shaken, not stirred.
Put me up, I do again, yeah.
No, so I want to take you back to 2021.
Okay.
3 years ago.
Not
at this
that long
point.
ago,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, right? To the 2021, well, back to Hillcrest Primary School.
Sounds ritzy.
In Devonport, Tasmania, in which 6 died and 3 were injured during end-of-year celebrations. This is called the 2021 Hillcrest Primary School incident. Similar to our Clambake incident,
But not at all in content.
well, 6 children died, so in both.
Yeah, that is a similarity.
6 children died and 3 were injured in end-of-the-year celebrations on the morning of the 16th of December, 2021. The accident occurred after a jumping castle and several Zorb balls lifted into the air due to a gust of wind, resulting in the children falling from approximately 33 feet in the air.
A bouncy castle?
A jumping castle. The whole thing. Big gust of wind.
33 feet?
It's not super far, but it's enough for
That's
kids.
enough. It's a fucking castle,
It's
Sam.
enough for kids.
Do people get sucked off the ground more than I think? This is the second time we've talked about this, and
Things you didn't think you'd have to worry about in adulthood.
I genuinely didn't think that was something that was going to have to be on my new
Climbing-
anxiety list.
Climbing towers, quicksand, things you do have to worry about. Getting pulled into the air, taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2021 Hillcrest Primary School accident, and that's all the injuries and deaths. And that,
Okay, admittedly, that's not all of the injuries.
fair.
It's less deaths than I thought. Mm-hmm. More than I had hoped
To
for.
be fair, 10 injuries and deaths were caused by random wind. Like, it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just motherfuckers got
Sucked up.
into the sky.
Which I guess happens. Which is weird. Get a little sip on your gin and tonic. You're going to stir it, or you're just going to drink it? Oh, he's just drinking straight Bombay gin again. Anyway, folks.
And now my mic's going to smell like that forever.
Yep. Quinine. Anyway, folks, I want to Zorb so bad.
I also want to Zorb. Hey, take care of your kids.
Don't let them get sucked up.
Make sure they're not out Zorbing in a windstorm.
It's 11 p.m. Do you know where your Zorbs are?
I'm Zorb Workman.
And I'm Reed Zorb.
Workman.
That's right, still married. And I'm distracted because all I can think about is climbing in a Zorb. We are your tertiary sports podcasters
For Sports Outsiders, and we love you and hope that we see you on ESPN when we get our show.
When we get our show back, just Zorbing around, and we'll see you
In the showers.
in the showers. Smooches.
Smooches. Mwah. Thanks for listening to Tertiary Sports. If you had a good time with us, share us with a friend, give us a 5-star review on one of your favorite podcasting platforms. You can also find our socials at Clambake Incident at whatever platform, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. This show was co-created by Reed Bridge-Koenigsberg and myself, Sam Workman. We'll see you next Tuesday, and be well and stay kind.